Have you ever been there, standing at a crossroads, maybe looking at two options that seem really similar? Like they look like they lead to the same place, but you just have this feeling there's a key difference.
Oh, yeah, it happens all the time. Especially maybe with career choices, like certifications. They promise similar things, but under the surface.
Exactly. And that's what we're tackling today. We're doing a deep dive into two major Level 6 occupational health and safety qualifications, the NEBOSH National or International Diploma, and the OTHM Level 6 Diploma.
Right. Our goal here is basically to pull apart the crucial differences. We're talking focus, how recognized they are globally, how they assess you, how long it takes, and, yeah, the cost, too.
Yeah, the cost is always a big one.
Mm-hmm.
We've looked at some sources that give a pretty clear comparison, so the idea is to equip you, the listener, with what you need to figure out which one might actually fit your career path better. So let's unpack this.
Okay, first off, it's kind of fascinating how they're structured right from the start, the awarding bodies. NEBOSH. Its diploma is definitely seen as Level 6 equivalent on the UK framework, the RQF.
But it's not officially called Level 6 in the title, right?
Precisely. It's just the NEBOSH National or International Diploma for Occupational Health and Safety Management Professionals. It implies Level 6 through its content and recognition, but the name itself doesn't state it.
Okay, so how does that contrast with OTHM then?
Well, OTHM is formally titled Level 6. It's the OTHM Level 6 Diploma in Occupational Health and Safety, and it's regulated directly by Ofqual. That's the UK's official regulator under the RQF.
Right, so that Ofqual regulation makes it formally a Level 6 on paper. Does that difference in formal status really change the qualification itself?
It often reflects a difference in philosophy, yeah. NEBOSH tends to be more academic, more theory-heavy. It really digs into strategic H&S management, the complex legal stuff, higher-level risk management.
You're the boardroom perspective, maybe?
Kind of, yeah. And it's strongly seen as the route towards CMIOS status. That's chartered member of IOH, which is a major benchmark for senior safety professionals.
Okay, so NEBOSH is charting that strategic academic course. Let's pivot to OTHM. How does its focus differ? Who's it really for?
OTHM leans much more towards the vocational, the practical skills. Think specific things like doing risk assessments, investigating incidents, carrying out audits, planning for emergencies. It's often seen as, maybe more accessible.
More accessible how? Like cost and flexibility.
Exactly. It's generally more cost-effective, and the structure can be more flexible. And as you mentioned, no traditional exams. It's all assignments and reports based on the 8 units.
So that assessment style, continuous application rather than big exams, that could really appeal to people learning while working, right?
Absolutely. It suits a different learning style, perhaps, more learn by doing, and applying it directly through coursework.
Okay, beyond the academic versus practical angle, let's talk recognition and careers. Because, let's be honest, that's often the bottom line for people choosing a qualification.
It really is. And this is where NEBOSH has traditionally held a very strong hand. It's got huge global recognition. Think big multinational companies, especially in places like the Middle East, the UK, Asia.
They know NEBOSH.
It's like the established brand name.
Pretty much. And it's the very well-trodden path to Gradios H and then CMAO status.
Yeah.
That name recognition can just make things easier sometimes, especially with international HR teams.
So where does OTHM fit into that global picture? Is it catching up?
It's definitely gaining traction, especially in the Middle East and the UK. And crucially, IUSH does accept the OTHM Level 6 for Gradios status.
But there's a catch. I heard something about a review. Yeah, it's usually noted as subject to IOSH review. It just means IOSH looks at each ODH applicant individually to make sure everything aligns. It's perhaps not quite as automatic as the NEBOSH route can sometimes feel, but it is a recognized pathway. And ODHM is also seen as a good stepping stone towards master's degrees. Right. That makes sense. Okay, let's talk practicalities then. Assessment, deep dive, time, money, because these are significant investments, aren't they? Oh, absolutely. A big commitment. So NEBOSH assessment involves open book written assignments. These are quite substantial, long-form pieces, plus practical work-based tasks.
And the timeline and cost for NEBOSH?
Generally longer. You're often looking at 1 to 2 years studying part-time or flexibly. And the cost, usually higher, maybe £1,500 to £2,500, sometimes a bit more depending on the provider.
Okay. And compare that to OTM.
OTHM, as we said, is assessed through assignments or reports for each of its 8 units. No traditional exams, mostly coursework.
Which probably makes it quicker.
Typically, yes.
Yeah.
Often around 6 to 12 months. And the cost is usually lower, maybe more in the 1,000 to 1,500-pound bracket.
So it really sounds like the choice boils down to priorities. If that top-tier international recognition, that academic depth, and the clear CMIOH pathway is your main goal, NEBOSH seems like the established choice.
Yeah, that's a fair summary. It's the long-standing, globally recognized route for that strategic focus.
But if maybe flexibility, lower cost, and a more practical, hands-on skills focus is more important right now, and you still want that grad EOH door open, then OTHM sounds like a really solid alternative.
Exactly. It offers a different balance, a different approach that works very well for many people. It really depends on your personal learning style and where you see your career heading.
So the final thought for you, the listener, is really this. As you're planning your next career move, which of these paths, the established strategic NEBOSH route or the flexible, practical OTHM alternative, genuinely resonates more with your immediate needs and your longer-term vision? And maybe more importantly, what's the very first step you could take today to start moving down that chosen path?